I once heard a story about a group of high school seniors who were eagerly anticipating their last year. The warm days of summer were approaching, and they decided to celebrate their upcoming graduation with one final adventure, a camping trip deep in the woods. My name is Tom Kusacs, and I'm going to share my night in the woods with a Ouija board. I remember that evening like it was yesterday. I was excited to go out with my girlfriend Sara. My best friend Kyle was coming with his girlfriend Monica as well. Me and Kyle met at my house, and while he was snooping around, he found a weird-looking box in the attic of the house where we kept the old Lego boxes and toys. Kyle was always intrigued by weird stuff. Heck, I don't know why he was my best friend. I just liked the dude. He opened up the box, and there it was, a Ouija board. We had heard a lot of stories about creepy things that happen around Ouija boards, but Kyle really wanted our last adventure before college to be memorable. My gut told me that this wasn't a good idea, but Kyle had made up his mind. Tonight we would summon a spirit. We picked up Sara and Monica and drove into the woods to our campsite. We set up our big tent while the girls were decorating and organizing the food. We made a campfire and gathered around the board. "Is anyone there?" Sara's voice quivered as she posed the question. The planchette remained motionless. Disappointed but not discouraged, we decided to put the board aside for a while. Monica connected her JBL speaker, and it was a party. As the night wore on, we would wander away from the campfire, seeking moments of intimacy among the trees. The sounds of laughter and whispers blended with the music and crackling fire created an atmosphere of carefree excitement. But, unknown to us, the Ouija board had not forgotten. Its planchette, sitting abandoned on the makeshift table, suddenly jerked to life, moving slowly at first, spelling out strange, ominous words. H-E-L-L-O. The air grew colder, and an eerie feeling settled over the campsite. "Did anyone see that? There's something out there," Kyle stammered, his voice quivering. We first laughed it off. I thought he was tripping or something. I encouraged him to sit down and enjoy the evening, but Kylie couldn't shake the sense that something was watching us from the shadows. Just as we were settling back into our revelry, the Ouija board planchette moved again, spelling out, "I know your names." We laughed again and told Kyle to stop his games. We were convinced he had something to do with this, but then our laughter dwindled as we realized that the letters formed the initials of our names. We were freaked out and didn't even know what to do next. Monica, looking at Kyle, Sara looking at me, panic began to spread, and the carefree atmosphere of the evening turned to dread. Kyle insisted that we should pack up and leave immediately. We all agreed, but in that moment a strong wind came and blew our tents mysteriously to the ground. The darkness deepened, and it started to feel like we were in the presence of a strange force. Frightened and desperate, we returned to the Ouija board, hoping it held the key to ending the nightmare. "Who are you?" Sara's voice quivered as she addressed the unseen presence. The planchette glided to the letters, spelling out a bone-chilling response. "They are coming." Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream echoed through the forest. We huddled together in a frantic attempt to escape the encroaching horror. The Ouija board, as if possessed, spelled out one final message: run. With our hearts pounding, we run for our lives into the night, stumbling through the tangled undergrowth. We run straight to the car and drove back home. The very next morning, I drove back to our campsite with my friend Kyle, and it was like nobody had ever been at that campsite. It was untouched, no sign of activity at all. The tent, the Ouija boards, and the JBL speaker were all gone, vanished. That was so creepy, and I can only imagine what would have happened to us if we had stayed. I vowed never to speak of that night again, a night when the Ouija board showed me that there are spirits and powers that are beyond my understanding. The world of the supernatural is very real, and before summoning any force, ask yourself this: am I ready for the consequences? Send us your stories to be featured on Dark Realm Tales. Please subscribe.